First of all, I'd like to thank Lisa for the invitation to be here, part of this wonderful and historic beginning, as well as to all the sisters that I've had the pleasure of meeting here today. And I look forward to a nice, long friendship and working relationship. And also to Pam Mueller, who's been my ally here because I'm computer illiterate, Zoom illiterate. But thanks to her and thanks to all of you. Let's get forward. Okay. I came to Mexico when I was 6 years old. I'm Mexican American. And the first time I came to Mexico, I said, I'm going to come to live here. And I did. My mom and my dad didn't understand. My dad did, my mother didn't. But I said, I'm coming, and I haven't regretted it since. We have our country as one of the warmest and friendliest countries in all of the world. We open our arms to everybody, okay? And I've had the opportunity to live all over the world. There's a lot of myths about Mexico. Some people still see us as the Mexican sitting under the cactus tree with a sombrero and with a sarap, and that's not true. I lived in Israel for 2 years. When I first got to Israel, I also thought that people were going to be living in tents. I know it was the most cosmopolitan country that I had ever been to. Each of our 32 states that compose the Mexican Republic has different cultures, different gastronomy and everything. And hopefully you will have a chance to visit some, if not all of them. It used to be before that Puerto Vallarta and Acapulco were the places for the jet setters. Now it's the Riviera Maya. What brings people here? The atmosphere, the parties, the uncountable events that we have, the food, the climate, everything. In all of Quintana Roo, the Riviera Maya, Solidaridad, which is our municipality, is the first in being the most touristy, the most foreign residents that we have. We have 304,942 inhabitants as of 2023. The climate is ideal. Our beaches are beautiful, except for the Sargasso, which is one of our current headaches. The different foods, from street tacos and tamales to the really high-class restaurants that we have here, like Sonora Grill, like Porfirio's, like so many others. It's magical. So many people fall prey to the party. They come down here and live endlessly on the beach and in the bars. And then eventually they have to go back home defeated because they have nothing else to do. The different types of immigration processes, if you'd like to relocate, you can do it in different manners. At present, and still going strong, is a famous 4-year regularization program being offered to all of those residing in Mexico illegally, meaning with expired FMM visas. The requirements are precisely that, to have an expired 100-day legally obtained FM, which you got at the airport upon entry, not obtained by somebody who said, give me your passport, I'm gonna bring in your card. That is totally illegal. Having one prior entry into Mexico before 2021, presenting your application at any of our local immigration offices, which is Cozumel, Cancun, Chetumal, and Playa del Carmen. You pay the fees of 15,044 pesos, which will include the reception fee, the fine for overstaying, and a 4-year resident card. You may obtain work authorization as well with this temporary residency. And then you can be out of the country as long as you wish. It is not like the States, whereas you have to stay there almost permanently. In Mexico, they don't keep tabs on you. After your 4 years are up, then you can go on to permanent residence. No financials are required. No financials are required for any of the immigration applications, okay? Please do not be scammed into paying for hundreds, thousands of pesos worth of translations because they are obsolete. They went out years ago. And please note, this is not Mexican citizenship. It is temporary residency. Some facilitators lead the foreigners to believe that it is Mexican citizenship. Mexican citizenship is obtained through the naturalization process. And that, my friends, is no longer like it used to be. There used to be 5 Mickey Mouse questions, like I call them. They used to ask you, where was Chichen Itza? Of course, in Yucatan. What is the capital of where was Acapulco? What is a taco? Who was Pancho Villa? Now, they ask you very, very, very extensive questions, such as having to do with our gastronomy. How many congressmen make up our Chamber of Deputies? How many senators are there? How many states are there? who was the first woman doctor in Mexico who invented the Mexican birth control pill. And questions like that, that really, really some Mexicans don't even know the answers to. That's important to us because we expect, we would like, we hope that you know where you're coming to and our history as well. It's the same thing in the States. They give you the citizenship test. You will have to know all the stuff about the United States. If you don't qualify under the 4-year regularization program, then you have to go to the Mexican consulate or embassy in your place of origin, which means you will have to contact them, sending them an email in order for them to send you the information packet and the application. You comply with what they request, which is the filing fee, your financial statements, your passport, the passport size photos, and the utility bill. That's it. Once you've been approved, they will stamp the visa into your passport, and you have 6 months to comply with that. Once you get to Mexico, you will have 30 days to get your canje, which is the exchange of the Mexican visa for the Mexican resident card. At that time, when you get your resident card, you will be getting your CURP, which is your national identity number. Bear in mind that as of last year, now it is law to have your RFC, which is the Registro Federal de Causantes, your national tax identity number, similar to the one that we have in the States, our Social Security. It's not a question of, I don't want it, I don't need it, what's it good for? No, it is law. Every Mexican national and every legal resident, 18 years and older, must have the RFC in order to buy property, in order to purchase cars, vehicles, open up bank accounts, get a job, etc. Okay, please do not say, I don't want it, I'm not going to get it. You have to have it. With the CURP, you will, like I said, your CURP comes on your resident card. There is no charge for that. You can also get a Mexican residency through family unity, meaning you can marry your legal resident or your Mexican boyfriend, girlfriend, and you will then become a 1 or 2 year temporary resident. Then you can go on to permanent residency. If you have a Mexican baby, then you get permanent residency automatically. Please, and I stress this very, very, very strongly, don't fall for scam marriage certificates or Mexican birth certificates. Immigration is on to all of these scams, and they are retrieving cards from people that did not do this properly. You know, you think they're slow, but there have been major changes in immigration, I think for the better of the community and of Mexico. And unlike the United States, that it's taking right now between 1 year to 3.5 years to get immediate relative spouse approval. In Mexico, it takes you a month. You go, you sign, you get your appointment, fill in your application, and you walk out a legal resident. Okay, it's not like in the States. You can also get temporary working status if you are hired by a Mexican corporation or Mexican company that has the constancia de empleador, which is the employer approval certificate given by immigration to these companies. No other company can hire you if you do not have the constancia de empleador. They can hire as many foreigners as they want. Do not fall also to the old myth that only 1 American to 10 Mexicans. No, that is not true. If you qualify and the company is going to sponsor you, you can work for that company. They will petition for you here. Once it is approved, you will go to the States or to wherever you want to go to get the Mexican visa entered into your passport. Then you come back to Mexico again, and you have to do the canje process. It will be good for 1 year, 3 years, and then permanent residency. Hannity, I remember from Fox News once said that we have the strictest immigration laws. That is not true. Our immigration laws are the most lax. But don't get caught doing something that is not right, because then you will feel our Mexican way of not retaliation, but what the penalties will be. If you're picked up with an expired visa or illegal documents, you will spend 10 days at what I call the Immigration Hilton, which is near the airport in Bonfil. You'll be afforded some commodities, but it's not nice being in there with about 20 other people. You will spend 10 days and then they will deport you to the place where you originally came from. They're not going to send you back home either. Don't think that you can go to immigration also and say, hey, I'm turning myself and I want to go home. Doesn't work that way. They're not going to give you a free ticket. You will spend your time at the jail. Like I said, it's usually 10 days. I have seen people sitting there for 6 months. Also, do not fall for the amparo, which a lot of lawyers and facilitators offer once you get picked up. An amparo is a protective order. Yes, it's a stay of deportation, but you will stay in jail during that stay of deportation as long as it holds out. Maybe it's going to be a year. I don't think you want to spend a year there. I'd rather go home and come back again. Another thing, immigration is cracking down on repeat FMM entries. Before, you see the people saying, oh, I've lived here for 10 years with, my FMM. Not anymore. I've had a lot of foreigners tell me in the past days that they've come to immigration and immigration says, you're a repeat FMM holder. This is the last time you're coming in like that. The next time you will not be allowed in. And they're showing them where they're going to put it into their database. Another thing, if you lose your FMM, don't worry about it. Immigration has all of your information, all of your entries and all of your exits. So you can't fool them. They just punch you in and they go, yes, no. Because we've had that, I've seen it where they come in, they come with phony FMMs and they go, you're not in the system. I'm sorry, that's not correct. All right. Do things the right way. Save yourself a lot of headaches. It's not worth it. Okay. And don't be scammed into paying thousands of pesos and dollars. If you need to go to immigration, if you need an appointment, go early in the morning, get your appointment, stand in line, and then you can go and do your own application if you wish. If you don't want to do it, then hire a lawyer or have somebody do it for you. But don't pay the humongous amounts of money that we've heard that they're being charged for these appointments. Now, another thing, there are a lot of real estate agents that tell people that having or buying property in Mexico grants you residency rights. That is not true. It may count for 1% possibly when you go to the consulate, but that's it. Okay, so please, again, do it the right way. And foreigners are required by law to notify immigration of any change within 90 days, whether they have a change in their marital status, meaning they went from single to married or from married to divorce, addresses, employment, and names. Let's say you have a name change. You've got to notify them within 90 days of doing so. If not, they will fine you. And every process in immigration now is done through an appointment. You have to have an appointment. Let's say you're going to do a change of status. Okay, you go, you get your appointment. Yes, you're going to do a reposition of your card, a posición, a replacement because you lost it. You've got to go through the process, not just waltzing in and saying, I need this. No, you have to take your turn like everybody else. Go early in the morning around 8 o'clock. That's when they start giving the appointments. And they have 30. Now, sometimes they have even more, but it's very simple. And there's not that many people going anymore. A lot of you are surprised and have told me that now it's much faster. Yes, because now they're doing things the right way. They're just not taking people off the street and saying, come on in. I mean, I used to have clients who used to wait sometimes from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock for their cards or get them the next day. Wherein others were just waltzing in, coming out 5 minutes later with their cards. They finally caught on to that too. And I'm very happy because some of my clients are elderly and it wasn't fair for them to be sitting in there hours at a time waiting for their cards. If you lose your residency card, you need to get a reposición or a replacement card, okay? And that process, if that process is going through, you cannot leave the country. As you cannot leave the country, also if you have the 4-year program appointment pending. Those are the only 2 cases. If you have a change of status, if you have a work, those you can leave the country. Okay, so don't worry about that. If you have, okay, I also do travel alerts. What is a travel alert? Let's say you were in jail in your country or you did some things with the government or with the law enforcement system. If you have prior arrests or a criminal record and you've been refused entry into Mexico, you probably have a travel alert in your database. And this must be removed in order for you to be able to come back to Mexico. It's not an easy process, but I'm proud to say that I'm working on my 11th removal. All of them have been come through seriously. Okay, and remember, like in the States, and it says at the bottom of your visa, because you have a visa, it does not grant you entry into the country. And this is true for other countries too. You can be refused entry at the airport. And what happens is sometimes is that people get nervous, or let's say I'm an immigration officer and I'm going to say, okay, where are you from? Where are you staying? How long are you going to be staying? How much money do you have? Don't tell the officer, oh, wait a minute, let me get my laptop and see what I have. No, it should be up here. You should be able to tell them like this. Don't go looking into your database to see what you have. There's 3 filters. You'll go through the first one. If they see that you're kind of iffy, they'll send you to the second one. The second one sees that you're kind of more iffy, they'll send you to the third one. If you fail that filter, then that's when they're going to say, okay, come here, throw you in the detention hall that they have over there, and you'll wait till your turn comes to be deported. Like I said again, they're not going to send you home immediately. All right, they will send you home possibly in a couple of days. Some people have been sent home that very same afternoon. It depends on what their situation is. Let's see what else. Anyone can request asylum, but you have to come from a country. I have right now several Nigerians and several South Africans that I'm putting through the process of asylum because of the problems in their country. Everybody, like I said, coming to the airport, come in as a tourist, and if you're from one of those countries, say, I request asylum, they will then take you and fill out your paperwork because you are entitled to it. But you must have a good reason to ask for the asylum. I'm not going to come from Canada to say, oh, I'm discriminated over there. I'm going to, we're from the States. No, it's not going to work that way. Remember, though, that if you are granted asylum, you will not be able to go back to your country. That's why asylum is asylum. You're requesting to live in a foreign country that's going to treat you a lot better than when you are. We specialize, my firm specializes in criminal, in civil, corporate law, in family law. We do divorces, we do marriages. We've also had the unfortunate incidents where a lot of our clients have passed away, and we've had to assist them with their funeral arrangements and the death decrees. And again, like I said, your immigration database is there. They will tell you everything that you have done when you've come in. Don't think that because you're here on an expired visa, it's going to be a blacklist. Not at all. That just happened. It's not a felony. A felony here in Mexico is considered when you have phony documents, when you have, you've gotten a scam, you've been through a scam marriage, or you've been through a scam child, a birth of a child. Like I said, do things the right way and you won't have any problems and you'll live happily ever after here. Mexican citizenship, like I said before, is possible. You have to go through the 4-year process of the temporary card, then your permanent residency. You must speak Spanish fluently. You must be able to take a written exam. And this is now given to you at random by the computer. It's not, they don't have them, printed out and say, here, take easy, medium, and hard. People over 60, people 16 over, do not take the written exam anymore. They will take a verbal exam when the officer is going to ask them, hola, ¿cómo estás? Where are you from? And carry on a conversation. They will then show you a picture of something on the screen. They're going to say, okay, give me 3 things that you saw from that. Let's say they're going to show you a Chapultepec Park. What do you see? You see the castle, you see a museum, you see grounds, whatever. And like I said, again, then they're going to talk to you and they're going to say, carry on a conversation with them. At this time right now, only Mérida, Monterrey, I believe it's Mexico City, are the only foreign relation offices that are entitled to receive applications. You can't give them any other place. If not, I tell people, go through Mexico City. You still have to get your federal police report there. You have to have, if you have your exam there, It's easier because if there's a problem, they can take care of it immediately. If you file in Merida, Merida's got to send it in the satchel to Mexico City. Mexico City is going to check it. That takes like about 30 days. Then Mexico City is going to check it and they're going to send it back to Merida saying, oops, there's a mistake here, another 30 days. That's why I tell my clients, go to Mexico so you can do it in the morning. In one day, it's very fast. It's taking about 7 months to get the naturalization certificate. Once you get that, then you can go on for your INE, which is your voter's registration card, and you can go on towards your Mexican passport. Foreign residents can bring in their parents, their spouses, and their minor children under them, okay? Adult children have to process it by themselves. Also at the consulates, let's say you have a 6-month-old child and they grant you permanent residency, the child will also get permanent residency. Therein, I have had clients as young as 25 get permanent residency. Why? The consulate was in a good mood that day, I don't know. They're supposed to follow a certain guideline, everybody. They don't do that, unfortunately. So you're just gonna have to take your chances, see what they say. If you're entitled or you feel you're entitled to permanent residency, get it, okay? If not, get the temporary. But don't be, upset if they don't give it to you. I've seen consulates that $1 they were off the quota and they would not get it. So, again, like Marisol said, and like Yoli said, you're all visitors in our country. Respect my country because it's your country. It's going to become your country in the end. You respect other countries, other laws. We don't ask for very much, okay? If you get caught by the police, contact me. I have gotten a lot of people out of jail. Doesn't matter what time it is. Don't call me at 2 in the morning to say, hey, hi, because I get the calls at 2 in the morning, or they say, well, my time zone is different. Yeah, but I sleep. Sometimes I sleep. I had one call at 2 o'clock in the morning with one foreigner saying that I was picked up in immigration and, well, I've lived here for 10 years. Doesn't that count for something? I said, nope, you've been illegal, but I've contributed in what manner? Well, I paid rent and I paid food. No, sweetheart, stay your 10 days, go home, hasta la vista, I hung up on it. Okay, so, but I'm there at any time if you have a problem. Yes, the police officers sometimes can be not so nice, but usually they go after the ones that are peeing in the bushes or, taking a dump, as we say in the States, but they usually don't, harass you and stand up to them. If they say, if they stop you in your car and they say, okay, I'm gonna give you a ticket. Take me to the police station. Take me to the police station. I'm not going to pay for you to. What they usually do is they'll turn and they'll say, okay, go your way. They don't want to do it. Okay. And they're not going to be subjected to being yelled at by the superiors. You guys have rights. Okay. Enforce them. Don't be scared. If, for example, there's been a lot of robberies at the Chedrauis, at Sam's and that. Like I went to Chedraui and I advocated for my clients. And the manager said, tell them to please file a report. Unless they file a police report, I cannot give the cameras to the cops. The cops cannot just come in and say, hey, I want to see the cameras. Okay, here's a police report. That was that date, was this camera that saw it. Then they will give them to the police. You have rights. The Constitution guarantees your rights, even if you are just a tourist, okay? And if, like I said, we have a tourist, it's got that right on Juarez and 10th Street. It's a tourism police. If not, go see the mayor. That's what they're being paid for. They should listen to the foreigners. After all, the foreigners are the ones that are making up a big part of this community. Don't be afraid, please. Okay? And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
But you're coming back, right? We're gonna bring you back.
There's so much more. Thank you so
Clinics
much.
and stuff, and I promised you a long time ago I was gonna have you on.
Thank you very much.
And you probably thought she was just kidding around. She wasn't serious. Any questions, 1 or 2 questions for Teresa real quick? We're gonna give you her information and where you can find her. And she's a well sought after immigration specialist and attorney here in the area. And she's available to help you if you're coming here. Where's the tourism police?
It's on Juarez, 10th and 15th.
It is going towards the beach. It will be on your left-hand side. It says, but it's not the tourism police. It is the tourism department from the government that attends to tourists.
Ah, see. The government that attends to tourists. Okay.
And now they also have
A new government branch that they opened up for women, for battered women, for all women's problems. It is on the highway. I'm not sure about the address, but if you contact me, I'll send you the link and everything. Women can go there at any time if they are battered, if they're abused, if they're raped, whatever. This is a new branch, okay? Es para la atención a la mujer. We also have
Oh,
FABIG,
Mhm.
which is the gender police branch, and they take care of everybody, okay? Everybody, no matter what your gender is, what your race is, they will take care of you. Please, like I said, you have rights. Don't crawl into a corner and cry.
Sounds like we need to have a class for women too.
Yes.
On women's rights.
Mhm.
We haven't, I don't think we've done that before. Well, no. Teresa,
the person who asked for my information. It's on there.
it's on the, yeah, they did you post it, Michael?
Teresa information, I'm gonna post it right now. I've been looking through the chat, through the questions, and somebody had a
Okay.
question about what if something happens with a bad real estate deal? Is there any like kind of small claims court or something where people can get some help with that?
Yes.
The small claims usually are handled by Profeco in Cancun. They're supposed to be opening up a branch here in Playa. Again, we used to have it, but then it went out of business. It went to Cancun. But small claims, you can also do that directly at the Fiscalia, which is the prosecutor's office. Just go over there. They have bilingual personnel. If they also give you a hard time, when anybody gives you a hard time, ask to speak to a supervisor or to the person in command. Sometimes people have bad days. Sometimes people don't know how to work. Sometimes people don't want to work. Okay, again, like I said, I will stress this all the time. You have rights. Fight for them. And if you need help, we'll fight for them.